You're about to watch Donald Trump in tuxedo on his private plane threatened to sue a dead man, and I'm not joking. We have obtained a video of Donald Trump spiraling out of control in his response to Michael Wolff tapes. He's sweaty, he's defensive, and he's terrified. He claims that Jeffrey Epstein, his former territorial wingman, was actually part of a massive conspiracy to frame him. And then he says the word that prove he has lost touch with reality. We're going to sue the Epstein Estate, the estate of a man who died in 2019. Why? Because he's panicking. Let's roll the tape.
And maybe the Epstein Estate, I guess. I don't know, but we're going to certainly sue.
Did you catch that? Maybe the Epstein Estate. I guess, I don't know. He's throwing legal threats at ghosts. Jeffrey Epstein has been dead for years, I guess. His estate has been liquidated to pay victims. But Donald Trump is so rattled by what is coming out in these files, specifically the tapes recorded by Michael Wolff, that he is threatening to sue the grave of the man he once called a terrific guy. And look at the other lie he tells in the clip. He says, I was told by some very important people that not only does it absolve me, it's the opposite of what people were hoping.
It looked like this guy Wolf was a writer, was conspiring with Epstein to do harm to me. And I didn't see it myself, but I was told by some very important people that not only does it absolve me, it's the opposite of what people were hoping.
If the tapes absolve you, Donald, why are you suing? If the tapes prove you're innocent, you would be playing them on a loop at your rallies. You don't sue people for releasing evidence that proves you're innocent. You sue them when you're targeting to bury the truth, right? To understand why he's sweating through the tuxedo, you have to understand what is he talking about. He's talking about Michael Wolff. Michael Wolff is the journalist who wrote Fire and Fury, but more importantly, Wolff recorded 100 hours interviews with Jeffrey Epstein before he died. These tapes, Epstein didn't say he was conspiring against Trump. He said he was Trump's closest friend for 10 years. He shared photos of Trump with topless women. He claimed in his own voice that he was the one who introduced Donald to Melania. He even claimed the first time they were intimate was on his plane, the Lolita Express. This was what Trump calls a conspiracy. A conspiracy is when people lie to frame you. This is your best friend on tape, bragging about your lifestyle. That isn't a conspiracy, Donald. That's a confession. What we are watching on that plane is a textbook psychological tactic called DARVO. Deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. Deny, he says the tapes absolve him, a lie. Attack, he calls Michael Wolff a third-rate writer. Reverse victim, he claims he is the victim of conspiracy between a dead sex trafficker and a journalist. Think about how insane this narrative is. He wants you to believe that Jeffrey Epstein, a man who ran a global blackmail pyramid scheme, spent his final years conspiring with a journalist just to make Donald Trump look bad in 2026. Epstein didn't care about Trump's polls, he cared about staying out of prison. The reason he talked to Wolff was to brag. He was showing off, and now Trump is stuck with the receipts. Why is he reacting this way now? Because the dam has broken. Yesterday we saw the Dear G email from Melania. Today we see him threatening to sue the Epstein estate. He knows there are 3 million pages. He knows about file 468, the photo that the OG allegedly deleted. He's trying to judge shop his way out of it. And he thinks if he threatens a lawsuit, the media will get scared and stop covering the tapes. He thinks if he yells conspiracy loud enough, his base will ignore the fact that he flew on the plane 7 times, but you can't sue a tape recording. And you can't sue the truth. And Donald Trump in tuxedo rambling about suing a dead man is not a show-off strength. It's the image of a man who knows his past has finally caught up with him. The Teflon Don is starting to stick, and no amount of lawsuits against the Epstein estate can scrub those tapes clean. If you want to hear the tapes is trying to suppress, hit that subscribe button, and we're going to play every single second that gets released. Don't let him bully the truth into silence. Thank you for watching.